Alright, in this example, I am going to use LMCS to initiate a demand response and have our rooms physically react to that demand response input. This would be a good example to show users, commissioning agents that our system is set and an easy way to trigger it. So first off, I am using LMCS version 4.4.214. Now this is an alpha version, meaning that it has not gone through official testing for release, but version 4.4.2 is required to use this feature. So there's a minimum level of LMCS that you have to be at in order for this option to be available. So the other thing you need to make sure is that you're connected over the MSTP. So down here on my connection, I've got my connection type set to BACnet IP on Broadcom Net Extreme. So that is my Ethernet adapter on my port. So I'm going BACnet IP to a NB router. And then my trunks are connected, my MSTP trunk is connected to that router. So I've gone through and I've already done a discover, and you can see my network right here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bridges, and underneath those bridges I've got some dimmable room controllers. So the first thing I need to do is make sure that my shed level is set. So if I go to this room right here, this is a LMRC 222. I expand that. If I look at my load 1, go down to my advanced tab, you'll see here in this load shed section that my load shed is set to 100. So in order for this to do anything, to go to a lower level, I need to make changes and send it. I'm just going to set my load level to 22%. So when I initiate the demand response, it's going to go to 22%. So that's not a realistic example, in my opinion. That's going to be far lower than the actual desired levels, but this is just an example. You're going to be required to do site-by-site evaluation to see exactly what this needs. The next thing I want to do is I want to change that for every load really quick. So I'm going to click on my discovered network. I'm going to click on my device grid. On my device grid, I'm going to look at my room controllers. I'm going to click on the load tab here. I'm going to get rid of some of these groupings so that I'm just grouped by area. I've got my controllers all listed out here. You'll see this column right here is my shed level. You'll see the one that I did change at the device level itself is already reflected here. I'm going to go ahead and change this. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to do a Control C to copy. I'm going to click on that row. I'm going to do a shift click so that all of my loads are connected, and I'm going to do a Control V to paste. So that actually sent the changes into the devices themselves in LMCS. It has not sent it to the physical devices in the space, but with this filtering right here, I can go ahead and hit send, and I'm only going to send that. I'm only going to send the parameters to these devices listed here. So I'm going to go ahead and send that. You'll see sending to 6 devices. It's just going to be the 6 room controllers that are listed here. So we'll go ahead and let that happen. Alright, you can see that I've successfully sent 6 out of 6 devices. I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to close the device grid. Now if I go down to a different room, this one here is labeled demo. If I go to my load 1, go to my advanced tab, you'll see that the shed is set to level 22. So at this point, I am ready to institute the demand shed. Now in order to do that, we need to make sure our technician pages are active. So I go to the support tab, preferences, show technician pages is already checked on mine. Make sure that's checked on yours. Click OK. And we are now ready to institute the demand shed. So I'm going to right click on the entire network, you'll see this option here, Send Demand Response. Click on that. Now we have two options. We can set the demand response so that it'll allow user override, or we can force it so that there's no user override allowed. So if we want to just demonstrate this to a commissioning agent or the customer, it doesn't really matter which one we pick. Again, this is just purely for demonstration purposes to prove that our system will respond or has the demand response capability. So I'm going to allow override, and I'm going to send that. And you can see successfully sent to 4 rooms. And so now my spaces are set, the load level is set to 22%. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this window, and I'm going to look to see what my loads say. Target level is 22%. So we can see that we've actively set that. We also have the ability to do it on a room by room basis, but I went ahead and did at the network level, so it sent it out to all of these rooms underneath it. I'm going to go ahead and release the demand response. It's already set there to disable. I'll go ahead and send that, and it will say successfully sent, transfer complete, and now our rooms are released from that demand response. So that is an easy way to demonstrate to an individual that our rooms are demand response ready.